Yo, let's see if me and Mr. Magenta Paperclip here can kind of dispel the whole "it's just a flu, bro" thing. Trump shouldn't have said that, but even before that, him and his little conference thing, it's going around that it's just a flu. Well, I'm going to give you three kind of quick reasons. There's plenty more out there, but I'm going to try to get to what I think would be the three main ones. Right here, number one, there's no vaccine for COVID, 19. Flu has a vaccine. It's kind of like almost end of story right there. The people that are high risk, especially the older people, every year they go get their flu shot. And what it is the flu would give you viral pneumonia. Pneumonia is the great killer of old people. This COVID-19, there's no vaccine. There'll be a vaccine more than likely next year. Maybe they'll try to tweak their rules and they'll get it out at the end of the year. We'll see. But they have to go through trials and stuff. And there's like this huge process. I'm sure you could look that up. I remember Trump had one of the CDC guys go through that process, but he said 2021 for the vaccine. And there's I want to say I heard there was 22 different companies working on various vaccines. They're definitely cranking it out as fast as they can. But right now there's no vaccine. Now, the R naught or the R0, however you want to call it, this is what's called your base rate of infection. So let's look at it right here. It's debated for coronavirus, but it's somewhere between 1.4 and 6.49. I think the 6.49 is pretty high, honestly. I got this directly from Wikipedia, but it's out there. It's highly contested right now, But this is basically your rate of infection for, if one person has the virus, how many people they give it to. Either it's one, they think it's 1.4, up to 7 people. And let me tell you real quickly why it might be contested. It's like, just look at the situation in Iran, where they're literally letting 50,000 prisoners out of the prisons. Iran is just inundated with this shit. They're getting wrecked. Like their Congress, their MPs, 23... or 1 in 10 MPs have this damn thing. They've been tested positive. It's tearing up their government. So they would be probably on this, 6.49, while the United States, maybe Italy or whatever, they'll probably be on that 1.4. This is highly contested right now. But the common flu, your standard issue flu, is 1.3. And the Spanish flu from 1918, which was an H1N1 virus, like swine flu, it was a 2 or 3. So the potential of this coronavirus being higher than the Spanish flu, it's there. It's definitely there. And the Spanish flu infected a third of the world. So it's highly contagious. Right now, if you go, you can go look up the line graphs about how quickly it's rose. It's risen up faster than swine flu has. And it has like this sort of this exponential gain. It's like, well, you'll have these clusters of people who are sick or whatever. And they've been identified, and they've been, we're trying to, get them separated from other people, get them to at least self-quarantine at home. And then, we just be small clusters. And all of a sudden, all of the other people who have caught it will just shoot up. It'll be really high really fast. And the third one is like, for 80% of people, it probably will just be a flu, bro. They'll either have mild symptoms, like basic flu, you feel like shit for a week and then you're alright, or they might be asymptomatic. They might not have any symptoms at all. But 20% need some kind of hospital care. You need to go see your doctor, hopefully get some antibiotics, more than likely a steroid shot. And then, but the problem with that is 4 or 5% need serious care. They need to stay in the hospital for extended periods of time because this shit gives you pneumonia and it gets it to you really bad. And that's much higher than the flu. And on top of that, if all of these people get sick at once because of your high R naught level, they're all going to be in the hospital and going to clog it up, and the hospital is not going to be able to function correctly. And let's see, the mortality for corona is between 1 and 3%. So, looking at Iran, it's probably maybe be higher. because they're tore up. But in most of the world, it's just going to be 1%. But let's go to the little median average. We'll just say it's 2. The flu is 0.2. So if you're taking just the average of what this coronavirus is debated on, it's still 10 times higher than the mortality rate of the flu. So you take that 10%, 10 times more higher mortality, and you take this highly contagiousness of it, and then this is some serious shit. And so whatever you've seen just draconian levels in China where they're welding people in their houses and other crazy shit, or just hauling them off in boxes. And there's like lots of videos out there that have been leaked out to take them into the quarantine camps. There's no way the United States is going to do something like that, or most of the dang developed country. But we'll have to see. There's a chance that things could just get locked down. It's like, well, your schools will likely close if it's been detected there, and things like that. That would probably be the biggest thing. Or large gatherings. They might ban large gatherings. Something like ball games. You got March Madness is coming up, and WrestleMania is coming up in April. So we'll have to see, and hopefully I've dispelled it's just a flu bro myth. But if you just look back and just look at some of the crazy shit that's happened with Iran, where they're just letting out freaking prisoners, 50,000 prisoners, to let them out, or China just stopping its entire economy to try to fight this thing. It's not just the flu. You can hope you're in the 80% that it's mild, but even then, you're not going to want to get around, your older relatives or older people, because you don't want them to have to be worrying about that. They could be in a 20% or they could be in this 4.5. We won't even think about that. So I think on my next video, provided there's not crazy, updates or whatever happen, I'll talk about some of my sources and stuff, because I don't trust MSN, NBC, I don't trust CNN, I don't trust Fox News. They're all highly politicized bullshit.